Welcome to Chats with the Chairman. I'm your host, Kevin Pearson, and IICRC Chairman of the Board. We got a big show for you today, and just as a reminder, this show is about our volunteers at the IICRC, and it's how they got involved, what they currently do at the IICRC, and just a little background about different volunteers. And as we've done in the past, at the bottom of your screen, there's a Q&A button. And if you click that and you'd like to ask us a question or participate in the trivia that we will have later on in the show, you can type your questions there. If you do not get an answer or do not get so your question doesn't get selected to be part of the show today, feel free to email me and I will get back with you. So here's my email address, kpearson@iicrcnet.org. All right, so our guest this month is none other than a very good friend of mine, Mr. Robert Pettyjohn. And Mr. Pettyjohn has been in the industry for a long time. He's been an IICRC registrant for a while, for just a few years, I think longer than me. And he's part of the board of directors at IICRC. He currently serves as the IICRC secretary. And so without further ado, please welcome our guest, Mr. Robert Pettyjohn.
Hey man, Pettyjohn, what you doing on your rear end? Get up.
Well, Robert, after that intro, you have to follow that, brother.
I got to follow that?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, right now it's about 1:02, and I've not had a bite to eat all damn day. So I've got I got a loaf of bread with me. I've got some Hellman's mayonnaise right here.
Okay.
And I got a banana. Now, I'm not going to make it online, okay? So we'll do it later on. But in a few minutes, I'll take a couple of slices of bread, Kevin, and I'm going to wipe some of that mayonnaise on there and cut the banana up and put it on there. Then, there's nothing
banana
better.
Sandwich. I've never had one, Robert. Learn something.
Oh, you're kidding.
No, never had one of those. I would have thought it would have had peanut butter, not mayonnaise on it.
Well, I'm sure some of the stuff that you've tracked in on the bottom of your feet from those barns and with the cows and hogs and goats and rabbits and all that, well, I'm sure that you've been a challenge to your wife. Let's put it that way.
This is probably true, Robert. This is probably true. Hey, so how you been surviving through the coronavirus?
Oh, that's a very good question, sir. And the way I've survived is with my friends. I've got a few friends with me too today.
Well, let's see them. Let's see them. Go ahead and introduce them.
First of all, this is my friend we'll call Jericho. I got Jericho from a little Bedouin on the road to Jericho between Jerusalem and the city, the oldest city in the world. The oldest inhabited city in the world is Jericho there in Israel. So this is my little friend Jericho. While we were in Tehran, we went to a bazaar and I got this little friend from Iran. You know, whenever, Kevin, the Muslims, whenever they go to the mosque to pray, they have to put their forehead on the ground, and they use a stone that came from Mecca, so that, and they aim toward Mecca whenever they pray. This rug has got that stone sewn into it. This is gorgeous. I just had to have this one for that reason. Beautiful. Oh, and I've got another one. This is my little friend from Jericho. Queen Noor gave looms to a whole bunch of Jordanian women. I got this at Petra, and they made these rugs, and I couldn't resist. So I had to get one. I bought this in Petra, and that was a very special rug for me.
Okay.
Here. And, I'm sorry. I got one more. This rug we're going to call Mama.
Okay.
This was made in South Carolina by my precious mother. So now we've got a lot of friends here with me today.
Yeah.
This will just keep us all company for the morning. Okay.
Okay. All right. So obviously, Robert, you are big into rugs, and you're kind of a man after my own heart in that aspect, because I had a big Oriental rug cleaning plant as well. And so I know that you clean a lot of rugs. But tell us, and I know you've been kind of involved in the IICRC for a long time, but tell us kind of maybe what got you involved into the IICRC and kind of what you do now that keeps you excited about being a volunteer.
Kevin, we lived in Kentucky for a while, and I got my master's in Louisville, at Southern Seminary in Louisville, Kentucky. And while we were up there, we had an opportunity, Kevin, to do some traveling, and to Hawaii.
Okay.
Hurricane Eva had just blown through, and my Uncle Charlie needed somebody to kind of help him get his jewelry business started back up again and all that. So Karen and I sold everything we had and bought 2 one-way tickets to Hawaii and sold jewelry on the beach for a couple of years until my little Katie was born. And then we couldn't imagine raising her that far away from mom and dad, so we moved her back to South Carolina. And it was there that I cleaned my it was in South Carolina earlier that I cleaned my very first carpet. And that was at Lot 29 Overbook Trailer Park in Gaffney, South Carolina. That's true. I pulled that carpet out, and I took it to my daddy's house in Camden, and we laid it on the driveway, and we cleaned that carpet there, and I put it back in there so that when I carried Mrs. Pettyjohn over the threshold, it was onto clean carpet. So that was rare. But while we were in South Carolina after moving back from Hawaii, I felt the Lord leading me to go back up to get a PhD in world religions up here in Wake Forest, North Carolina, at Southeastern Seminary up here. Well, Kevin, we got enrolled in all of that, but we were stone cold broke. You see, I got sucked in a few of these multi-level things, selling water filters and one thing or another, and we were broke. I said, Lord, what are we going to do? So I answered an ad in the paper, Kevin, that said, clean carpets, make $800 to $1,000 a week. I said, okay, well, that'll pay some bills. But it's one of these bait and switch companies that baited you, with 6 rooms for $31.95 or something like that.
Right.
And I said, well, this is not going to work. So what are we going to do? Well, I went to a guy's house because they knew I was a little smarter than the rest of them. So they said, you go get that spot out. So I took all the spotting kit and I put everything on the spot and bleached this carpet out like an idiot. So these guys called me and they said, we're going to sue you for $350 to get this. I said, oh no, I didn't have a penny to my name. So I said, I better learn what's going on. So I took a class in Raleigh, taught by the great Lee Pemberton. From McKeesport, Pennsylvania. I've been up to his shop too up there subsequently, but the great Lee was there. But I met a fellow named Chubb Safrit, Safrit, from Concord, North Carolina. And Chubb told me, Robert, if you want to do this business, you do this and this and this and this. And I did that and that and that and that. And you'll never guess what happened to me about 30 minutes ago. I was asked to become a part of Chats with the Chairman with my friend Kevin Pearson. how in the world could that possibly have happened? And now I'm on the board of directors of the IICRC for crying after 30 years, and have had an impact in an industry that has had an incredible impact upon my life. I'm so very, very thankful, Kevin. You never do anything by yourself. And it's affiliation with folks like you and these dear ladies and gentlemen at the IICRC, at the GRC, and with our 6,500 precious customers that we've got. So I'm very, very thankful for that.
Yeah. So, Robert, that's quite a story. It goes way back if Lee Pemberton was there and all that. So that goes way back. But I know that you've worked on some stuff recently at IICRC with the mold in our military housing. Can you tell us a little bit about this? Because I know there's a picture of us.
That's right. Ladies.
Yeah, we went to Washington and met some senators and congressmen and all that, but talked about the S520. Fill us in a little bit about this.
Kevin, this is part of the Military Mold Advisory Council. And I didn't know you were going to ask this. I don't want to start crying and nothing like this, my friend. But these folks have been involved in mold in their house, either on base or off base. These dear families whose husbands are out there sacrificing their rear ends for our country, and their families are back home getting sick because the houses are being constructed improperly, and then they've been maintained poorly, and they've had some bedwetter come in there with a gallon of bleach and a bucket of kills and says, "We're going to take care of your mold here, Bo." And as a result, they get sick and their kids get sick. I've seen the MRIs and the neuroquants that they've had of their brains, and I've seen where the mold has affected them. I've seen what's happening, and they shared that with me, by the way. I didn't just go look. They wanted me to see it. But we're having an impact on people's lives, Kevin. Even as early as this morning, I believe you too were speaking with a lady who's a paralegal for one of the finest attorneys anywhere in the world. And we're beginning to make an impact on some of these things, but still, Kevin, this is why it's so important to become IICRC certified and to know what these darn standards say. But Kevin, let me tell you something. I don't want this to be a one-way street either, but you just get used to it.
No, you're fine. Go right ahead.
Well, you've hit a hot button in my dadgum life. Listen, Kevin, there's a lot of people, a lot of fellows who go to seminary, and they get PhDs and all this kind of stuff, and they're become pastors of churches. And you get a call that one of them is found on the desk with the secretary. And it blows his ministry sky high. Well, just because you've got a certification, just because you've been through a class, just because you got something hanging on the wall that says you are IICRC certified or whatever the case may be, or whatever other organization, you've got to be able to live that in your heart. You've got to be able to know that when you go into that lady's house to clean her carpets, or to do a mold remediation or something, that you're going to do what you said you're going to do. And this is one of the benefits of becoming intimately involved with the IICRC, because you get involved with people who do have big hearts of Texas, just like you do. And you get involved with people who care about the outcome, not only the outcome, but how you move to achieve that outcome. And this is why the IICRC is having such an impact on these senators and congressmen up there, which, by the way, I had to take several baths after having coming back from Washington. That was so much scummy stuff up there. It was just horrible, Kevin. It's probably not where you want to go, but that's just the way it was. These guys, oh boy, how did they get elected? I don't know. But and for them to turn their backs on what's going on in our servicemen and our servicewomen is the wrong thing to do. The IICRC and the MMAC are going to have a huge impact. Okay, you get a question in anytime you want to, but this is important to me here. So you just imagine that every household in the country has had a little minor course in how to recognize mold and what to do whenever you need a mold remediation. And here comes some schmuck on the porch, and he says, "Here's, lady, I'm going to fix your mold." And you start asking him a few questions. "Are you IICRC certified?" And he says, "No." Then you take the sharp end of your stiletto and place it right in his rear end and say, "Get out of my house." And that's what's going to happen. Okay. So the IICRC, there's a standard to follow.
Right.
And we wrote the standard, dadgummit, and we're going to promulgate this thing, and we're going to get the right people in the right place at the right time for the right dadgum reasons. Thank you for the question you asked a while ago.
Yeah. Hey, no problem. You know, it's definitely a problem in the military. And you and I have met plenty of people that are personally affected by it. And it's a shame. But like you say, there's people out there wanting to get it changed and get it fixed. And we have the standards and to make that happen. So
and we have the CEO to make it happen too, don't we, Kevin?
Yeah, we do. We do. He's been up there with us and talked to him, and you know, he has a lot of contacts in Washington. So
was he not a Marine himself?
Yes, most definitely.
Oh boy, man! To get you and he together on a common cause, it's over with. Forget it.
Yeah, well, it's something we're working on, and I think as people can see, it's something that we're passionate about. So. Hey, Robert, you want to see if we can give away some IICRC swag with some trivia questions here?
Oh, that would be wonderful. Hey, and Kevin, can I ask a trivia question too in just a few minutes?
You sure can. I tell you what, we'll do that in just a few minutes, because I think we're going to have another little poll in a minute, and we'll do that when we do the poll. Okay.
All right. Hey, listen, I apologize for looking like Bernie Sanders today. It's been a while since I've had a haircut or nothing like that. I got this. So
yeah, I know. I'm gonna have to ask you about what you've been doing with yourself since with all this coronavirus and stuff. But hey, so all right. So here's the way the trivia question's gonna work. No pressure or nothing, Robert. Okay.
Oh no.
Somebody listening is gonna have to get it right, and for them to get the prize, Robert Pettyjohn's going to have to get it right as well. I know. But
all right.
I think you can do it. I got confidence. Okay? No pressure. You're just playing for somebody, you know, they could get IICRC swag or not. So no pressure.
I better get a drink of water for it then, huh?
Yeah. Get your drink while I read this question. All right. What does the acronym LCT stand for?
LCT?
Beat the heat with this lightweight aluminum IICRC water bottle and keep your drink cold for hours.
Did you have to phone a friend or something?
Oh, I'm sorry. Yes, I just called Lonnie McDonald. I said, Lonnie, what is this LCT? He said, leather cleaning technician. Is that right?
There it is. Yes. And it looks like we have a winner, Kathy. So congratulations, Kathy. Robert got the question right, so you are a winner.
She was probably a winner before the question ever happened.
You know, you're probably right.
Because she called into this program and got to speak with you, Kevin.
You're probably right. All right.
She needs to go buy a lottery ticket today right quick.
Yeah, she got to be on with Robert and win something. So yeah, today's her lucky day. Hey, so let's do one more, Robert. Okay, you up for it?
I think so, yes, so let's try it.
Okay, what benefit do IICRC certified firms and master technicians share?
Stay cool with this adjustable IICRC hat. Its nylon material is lightweight, protects you from UVs, and is moisture wicking.
Look at that, Robert. I don't even have one of those hats. That looks cool. Are you done Googling now and phoning?
I had to call Marianne Perosi and ask her, and she said that you get priority seating in the IICRC directory pages. Something to that effect.
You're close. You're really close. But it's you get a listing on the global locator.
That's exactly what I said. You get a priority list. Yeah. Priority listing. What? That's what I meant. And see, I'm not a 14-year-old girl anymore. And
I don't even know what that means.
I can't speak this internet language, but I said the same thing that you said. So
okay. You said the same thing. Well, it's a good thing that I can make this executive decision, and we're gonna go ahead and give John the IICRC hat. John is the winner. Congratulations, John. All right, Robert. So you hit on something earlier. What have you experienced with all the COVID-19 pandemic and I know you hadn't had a haircut in a while, but what else has changed about the stuff at work, about the way y'all go about things at Pettyjohn's now since all this has hit?
Well, Kevin, one of the benefits I've got is being able to serve on the IICRC's S410 standard for infectious disease control. And that's the one that Graham Dick and Mark Drozdoff are chairing. And it is just really enlightened me to an enormous amount of ways that we can benefit our customers, one of which, and we had 10 phone calls already this morning about people wanting us to clean their rugs because they know that their rugs are like a sink, like Dr. Michael Berry calls them.
Yeah.
And that they collect all this stuff, including the corona. And now we can get the corona out and have proven we can get the corona out thanks largely to my exposure to wonderful people at the IICRC and at the Association of Rug Care Specialists and Master Rug Cleaners and all of that. We know how to do it. So this has been a huge impact. We've also been able to apply the proper disinfectant after the proper cleaning to some commercial establishments and churches and that. So listen, man, if you don't know what you're doing, get involved with the IICRC, then you will know. I'm serious about that.
All right. Amen. I couldn't agree more. So, hey, I got another very serious question for you. As a matter of fact, I think we're going to take a poll here. So we got a poll. What state has the best barbecue? So go ahead and you can vote and see which state has the best barbecue. You know, they're rolling in, Robert.
Are they really?
Yeah, we got, so far it looks like, of course, the great state of Texas is leading the pack there. I'm sure you might have something to say about that, but, the poll doesn't lie.
No, as long as you understand that a poll is simply a poll. But
well, it could just be that all my family is online watching this and they're all voting.
Well, then I can't disagree with your family and your wife, especially your wife. Dang, she looks like your teenage daughter or something like that. And her ability to maintain herself that well and to pick the right guy to live with the rest of her life has been a big deal. Oh, come on, you got to be kidding! Nobody's ever Okay, so
tell us, Robert, where did barbecue originate?
First of all, you got to realize that barbecue, along with Oriental rugs and music, these kind of things, they originate with the land. In the book of Genesis, the first verse is Bereshith bara Elohim Hashemayim Haaretz. Well, Haaretz was tohu v'bohu, and the word Aretz comes in there twice. That means land. So the everything is tied to the land. In the state of North Carolina, there were a lot of poor people living what we call down east, on the eastern part of the state. And one of the things that is easiest to grow is pigs. And as you may know, Kevin, from being the agricultural background that you've got with you and your daughters and all the barns, and you even had to sequester yourself out in the barn one time, I think, during one of our board meetings, and using that bicycle you've got to generate electricity during one of those storms. I think that's what happened.
I think that's what it was. Something like that. It was close. Yeah.
Those poor people, and they're easy to feed. You can slop pigs.
Right.
But then you have. So what's the cheapest sauce? Water and vinegar and salt and pepper. And that's what those folks do. They make this Eastern.
I think there was a very scientific poll that was up earlier, and people disagreed. So I guess Texas won that one. But hey,
Mr. Chairman, they are entitled to their own opinion, but not their own facts. And Hawaii, you see, Hawaii has got a great. We lived there for a couple of years and had the emus.
Even Hawaii beat North Carolina there. I don't know what to tell you, but hey, you got a trivia question. You said
I surely do. Here's the trivia, and here's the winning prize. For those out there who get this trivia question correctly, this is a bottle of barbecue sauce from South Carolina, by the way. That mustard-based barbecue sauce, a bunch of Germans settled in Columbia, the Lexington, South Carolina area, and they brought their mustard with them. So they started making the same way they did when they settled up in Owensboro, Kentucky. They brought all their sheep with them, hence the mutton and the lamb that goes on with the Kentucky burgoo and that sort of a thing. Well, This barbecue sauce is going to be given to the winner of this following question. On January the 26th of 2020, that was this year, the board of directors met at the Global Resource Center there in Las Vegas. During that meeting, we selected Michael Dakduk as the chairman, as the CEO and president of the IICRC. The question I've got is, was this a unanimous decision, or were there 6 dissensions?
All right. Let's see. We'll see if we get a winner here. So on the Robert Pettyjohn trivia question, was it a unanimous vote by the board of directors, or were there 6 dissensions to hire Michael Dakduk, CEO? So
that was a beautiful morning and afternoon we spent together.
All right. We do have a winner.
Oh, really?
Yes, Mary Ann.
Oh, did Mary Ann do
Yep. Congratulations, Mary Ann. She got it right. It was a unanimous decision by the board of directors.
As a matter of fact, our Paul Pleshek moved to select Michael Dakduk as president CEO of IICRC. The lovely Leslie Mara from Scottsdale, Arizona, seconded it, and it passed unanimously. I took the dadgum minutes, and we got an exclamation point behind it.
That's right.
Why did I bring this up, Kevin? The answer is very simple. You know, we had for the people that are listening, we had a group of outside candidates, that people that were not associated with the IICRC and the industry and all that. We had a group of inside candidates. Two of the inside candidates happened to be on the board of directors. Before we had the vote, one of those inside candidates said we would be darn fools not to hire Michael Dakduk. And the other of the inside candidates say, I agree with what that guy just said. In a beautiful display of unity that has maintained itself throughout the last several months, we've selected Michael Dakduk unanimously. And as a result of that, you and he have been working together to do some amazing things where we, even during the dadgum corona, our precious IICRC was still able to be viable, to be relevant in people's lives, and to make money at the same time. That's beautiful, Mr. Chairman. Thank you for what you and Michael have been doing.
Thanks, Robert. I appreciate that. Hey, real quick, we're kind of short on time, but I want to give everybody some updates, okay? This month is the IICRC Hall of Fame nominations. So you can go online to iicrc.org and nominate some deserving people to be in the IICRC Hall of Fame. You can go there and submit, and you got till the 30th of June to submit the nominations. We will announce the winners at our annual instructor meeting in Las Vegas on October the 3rd. So good luck to everybody that's nominated. Also, live streaming classes. One of the things that the board has come up with since all the corona hit and all our in-person classes were no more is live streaming of classes. And if you haven't taken one, go ahead and sign up. There's tons of them out there, and they fill up fast. So we hope everybody can get the education that they need through the live streaming classes at this time. And then if you're a certified firm, we still have the certified firm webinars going on. So make sure you take advantage of that as a certified firm. So Robert, before we close out here, any last words from you?
Kevin, I guess what I would say from my vantage point on the executive committee and on the IICRC board of directors, that it is extremely important that the people out there in the world realize that this board of directors is about as unified as anything I've ever seen. Unified in being sure that the IICRC grow, that the certified firms grow, that the registrants grow, because we have a product to deliver to all of our precious customers that cannot be diluted, that cannot be made selfish, that cannot be owned by a particular group of interests or whatever the case may be. We're in lockstep with the shareholders, with the certified firms, with the board of directors to be sure that we give you and Mr. Dakduk and the whole staff, beautiful staff at the GRC, the tools to do their job as well as possibly could be done, because a lot of people's lives, their livelihoods, their well-being inside their homes is dependent on the job that our registrants and certified firms do in their homes. This is huge, my friend. To be a part of a movement like this, dadgummit, Kevin, thank you, sir.
Thank you, Robert. And Robert, I appreciate you being on the show today. It was an honor and a privilege to have you here. So thank you very much. And we also need to thank our winners today of the trivia. So I'd like to thank everybody that participated. And Robert, we appreciate it, and we will be talking with you soon. Thank you, sir.
I look forward to it, brother.
All right, thanks. All right, so before we get out of here, a couple of last reminders. Remember, if your question didn't get answered today and you would like to email me, feel free to go ahead and email me today after the show, and I'll get back with you. Also, remember to follow IICRC on all of our social media channels. If you don't follow us now, get on your favorite social media channel and find us, because we're there. So in closing, I'd just like to say I appreciate Robert being on today. I hope everybody learned a little bit of something about the IICRC that maybe they didn't know in the past. And if you'd like to join and become a volunteer yourself, feel free to get in touch with me, and I'll direct you in the right area. So until next month, I'm the chairman of the IICRC Board of Directors, Kevin Pearson. Thank you.